You need a kick. Just to kick forward, not down. Otherwise, you stay where you are.
Surely this many good things couldn't happen to one person. Something must be going wrong in the future. If we just got lucky, and if we can't replicate it, then what if what I have right now is the most I will have? And what if I will lose this?
So I don't have a stock answer. So this is great. We get to dissect on the fly.
Welcome, everyone, to the Something to Prove podcast with Evan Carmichael and Mark Drager.
Wow, I got top billing this time.
Top billing this time.
Wow.
How you doing, Evan?
Pretty good.
We just had dinner together.
Yeah, that was fun.
We just spent two and a half hours, whatever it is, catching up. So we don't actually have to do that much chit-chat this week on the podcast, but because...
Okay, can you get in frame? There you go. People want to see the Drager, the Dragosaurus.
Excellent. So this week, we want to jump into the topic. And it's a topic that we touched on a little bit, but I want to talk about the difference between scarcity mentality and an abundance mentality, because I'm actually trying to figure this out myself.
Okay.
So a little backstory. For me, I think you can treat money in a few different ways. You can approach something like money, and you can use it as a tool to feel good about yourself and elevate yourself by spending or by giving or doing other things. You can use it as a tool to empower other people, or you can hoard it. You can keep it for the rainy day because you're worried. It's actually like a security blanket for fears or for worries or whatever might be in the future. But it's not just money that we tend to have these things with from a scarcity point of view. It could be love, it could be compassion, it could be in terms of work or health or all kinds of things. I think, for me personally, I tend to hoard on to things out of fear of not having it in the future, right? Like, I have been lucky. I have been, we talked about this a little bit last week. The idea of the...
You promised you'd come back the next week and make the research better. I remember that.
You told me after we did the thing that you did not like the research. You didn't like me having pieces of paper. But
you ended with saying, don't worry, I'm going to bring next week.
Don't worry,
I'm going to make it better.
I'm going to be better. I'm trying to make this more personal.
There's no research, FYI.
I have a pen. I have a pad of paper with writing on it.
Okay, keep going.
Here's where I'm going with this. So, now you've thrown me off, man.
Mark, you're okay. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Scarcity, you're going to lose it. You're lucky.
Versus abundance. And so, tying into last week's topic of the imposter syndrome, where basically you think you just got lucky, you think that things have aligned, you're not sure you can replicate it, you're not sure you can do it again. The next step into this, and the reason I want to talk about this week with the scarcity mentality that we could have, is if we just got lucky, and if we can't replicate it, then what if what I have right now is the most I will have? And what if I will lose this? And if I don't have it again, I better save it. I better hold on to it. I better do everything I can from a defensive point of view to keep it. And that is where these two things combine and get into a lot of trouble.
Okay.
I want your thoughts on that.
And what's the opposite?
An abundance mentality. So Tony Robbins is a huge proponent of having an abundance mentality. And he speaks to the fact that rather than focusing on scarcity, he tells a story in one of his on-stage areas where he was at a wealthy person's house. See, I have done research on this. Relax, Alex. So he was at a wealthy person's house.
It's all top of his head. He's just naturally talented, man.
Thank you. Okay. He was at a wealthy person's house, and the wealthy person, who's older in age, a daughter came in having shopped. And she had spent a lot of money. Tony says that this wealthy person had more money than he could ever spend in his life, or his kids' could ever spend in their life. So if you have that much money, what is the problem with the daughter going out shopping?
Okay.
And the wealthy person said, it's principle. It's principle. She shouldn't have spent that much. And Tony argues, no, it's actually a scarcity mentality. No matter how much you have, no matter how much money you have, you are worried that it's not enough. And what you need to do is you need to be able to flip that to an abundance mentality, to the fact that there is an abundance of opportunity, an abundance of money you can make, that you have an abundance of time, that you can be able to, if you have something, don't hold on to it too tight, because that puts you in defensive rather than offensive. And if you lose it, there's so much out there that you can just go and reclaim it later. So why spend any of your time worrying about losing things?
I like this topic Mostly because I haven't thought it through, so I don't have a stock answer. So this is great. We get to dissect on the fly. I don't know that I think about abundance. This is I like where this is going. I'm not scarcity. Like, lose everything, great. Let's keep going. My take on this might be a little weird duck, or maybe just because I haven't thought it through. I really resonate with the quote about the bird on the tree, where the bird isn't afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch but in her wings. So I just believe in my ability to navigate everything that comes my way. If you want to call that an abundance mentality, maybe that's it. But I don't walk around thinking like there's enough for everybody. There's abundance out there for me. I never use the word abundance. I believe in myself. Maybe it's the believe mentality is the opposite of the scarcity mentality. That's, I think, the real truth. Believe is the opposite of scarcity. I believe that everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. I believe in my ability and everybody's ability to figure stuff out. Whatever problem you're facing, I think you can figure it out. I think you're strong enough. I think you're capable of a lot more than whatever you think is so impossible right now. And I think everybody can go out and get theirs. But I don't think of it as if like there's enough for everybody or there's abundance. Maybe it's just a wording choice that's off.
Listen, I didn't invent these words. What I do believe and I do know and I do understand, and it's become real to me because of moving from what we spoke about last week, the imposter syndrome and that fear of this being luck, that fear of like maybe I can't do it again, very much just leads into that. If that's the case, then what I have now, I've heard people speak where they say, you do not know in your life that what you're doing right now isn't the high point of your life. Now, I'm terrified. I would be terrified at that thought. If right now is the high point of my life, I'm going to spend a lot of my life disappointed. because surely the high point of my life is in the future. But we don't really know, right? You don't know that you're not earning the most money you will ever earn in your life. You don't know that, right? Maybe this is my pessimism coming through now.
I got two things happening at the same time. I'm holding two different thoughts. I'm going in two different tangents. The first one is, I'm thinking the opposite of scarcity is actually your one word. I think the opposite of scarcity for you is extraordinary. I don't think you can be extraordinary for you and scarce at the same time. I don't think it's possible.
But extraordinary is such a scarce thing. It's not a common thing.
If you chase down what's extraordinary for you,
just so everyone knows, extraordinary is my one word.
Right.
If you're not familiar with your one word, you got to pick up the book or the audio book.
Did you listen to the audio book?
Part of it.
It's pretty fun. What? Part of it? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I crushed the audiobook. I insisted on it being myself. They paid me to do it, but like I'll do it for I had to. There's no way somebody else is reading my book.
Evan didn't even allow the audio engineers to take a lunch break.
No, that's not true. I had to ask them because when I get into the zone, it's like I don't need to break. Let's just go, and then realize that on the first day it was like in the afternoon, like do you guys need a break or something? Because I'll just keep going. It's like yeah. Why don't we break for food?
Sorry, so you're holding on to two ideas here.
I think the first one is the opposite of scarcity is your one word for you. Whatever, you can hedge and like come up with exceptions and all this stuff, but if you are actually living extraordinary...
Hear that? That's me opening my pen to write this down.
Right. If you are actually being extraordinary in what it means to you, not anybody else's version, then you can't hold scarcity in your mindset at the same time. You can't. So for me, the opposite of scarcity is believe, but I think for you, the opposite of scarcity is actually just go be extraordinary. And I think for everybody listening, watching, same thing. The opposite of scarcity is to lean more heavily because it's the best version of who you are, and that who you are is not
really
scarce.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think of Louis on my team, my COO, the person I have made COO.
Told you we get some good stuff here.
Whose one word is passion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, okay, so if he is nervous or worried or holding on to things, when he is living passion, there is an abundance of energy, and like he is so fired up. It brings so much passion. Belief does so much for you.
I think that's how you cure the scarcity mindset.
So when we were talking earlier at dinner, we were talking about the struggle we have with the idea of gratitude. Right? Like, I am grateful for things, but this, like, let's sit with gratitude. Tony Robbins says that if you really want to have an abundance mentality, the answer is to be grateful and to carry gratitude. And we were talking about, like, well, what does that mean and how do we do that and where do we live? But it could just be that exchange gratitude for belief, for passion, for whatever it is.
I think
what manifests that fire, that hunger, that drive.
I think the problem with the abundance mindset for me is that abundance isn't something that I connect with. I don't say abundance, at least right now. It's not part of my thinking. I have a hard time connecting with that. I get the idea, but it doesn't emotionally connect with me. And so, but belief does. I think that's actually the path. I think if you're hearing, you have an abundance mindset, it's like, I don't know how to do that. Well, figure out what your one word is. That's your answer. Your one word is abundance. Like, extraordinary equals an abundant life. It has to. It's the best version of you.
So the struggle I have with extraordinary, or the way that I think about it, is, to me, my one word is the unachievable goal. It's the thing I'm chasing. And so I actually know that the drive for extraordinary shapes every decision I make.
It should.
I know it does consciously and subconsciously. What I struggle with is the feeling of falling short. Honestly,
great.
It's it's not extraordinary enough.
As it should.
So, but that would be like you saying that believe is the thing that you chase, but everything you do falls short of believing.
It does. My biggest fear is not believing enough. My biggest regret is not believing enough. The advice I would give my 19-year-old self, which I hate as a question, because I can't go back and talk to my 19-year-old self, so don't ask me a stupid question, is the answer would be flipping on that. I'm just playing it up. But I hate that question because I can't, I wouldn't change my past because I love where I'm at, and I think of, like, the butterfly theory and how I'll destroy the whole world if I go back and change Evan in the past. But two, I can't, so I don't think about these things. Who cares what you're going to tell your 18-year-olds? Like, you can't do it, so don't worry about it.
The reason people ask
that question
because they're 18 and they want to know.
So then ask me that question. I'm 18. What do you want? What advice do you have for me? That's the question. But why I like the question, because I flipped it, is here's why. Because 95-year-old Evan would come back to talk to 38-year-old Evan and say the same thing. It's the same answer. Believe. Now that's useful.
Believe.
Yeah, that's useful to me. That's actionable because I don't want to meet 95-year-old Evan and disappoint him. Like, dude, you had everything. You had it all lined up for you back in 2019, and you dropped the ball hard because you didn't believe enough. Constantly. It's a great driving positive force. You need the kick. You need a kick. Just to kick forward, not down. Otherwise, you stay where you are. Without the kick, you stay exactly where you are.
See, now you told me you weren't going to go into your canned responses, but
I didn't say I was never going to get into it. I did not say that. But what we came up with is amazing. I think we just made the abundance mindset or mentality, whatever you call it,
whatever mindset, sure,
better. I think we made it better. I think we made it more.
It actually might be abundance mindset. You're right.
I think it's better. I think it's actually way better now because I think if anybody's had an issue of connecting to abundance. It's like that wording doesn't make sense to you, this is the answer. Yeah. I like this now.
You know what I just realized? You always talk about, will you regret it? I shared that I don't want to be 60 and be disappointed. And I don't want to be 70 and be disappointed. My expectations for my life and where I will be and what I will do and where I will go are already pretty high. Now, in the last few months, they've gotten even higher. They've gotten even bigger.
Great.
But mostly it was me realizing that the path I'm on will not take me to where my expectations are.
Great.
But I don't actually go like, oh, will I regret this decision or won't I?
You should.
I will regret it. I just don't think that way.
But I know.
The way that I think is I go, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. I'm gonna get to this place where I thought I would have achieved this or that, or I will have done these things or helped these people or whatever it is. And I may not have done any of that stuff. And then I'm going to hate my life.
It was the same thing.
I know. I just clicked those two things together.
Okay, great.
Because the words like, you will regret it, I don't think in those ways.
Okay.
If anything, actually, I just don't want to get there and be disappointed.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So use that.
So I flipped it. I'm just sharing with you.
I like it.
Words.
Words matter. Yeah. So scarcity mindset, I like it. The opposite of scarcity mindset is your one word mindset. That's actually more beneficial.
Some might say it's the rock, your one word.
Yeah, it is your rock. It is your rock.
Yeah.
Period.
Preach it.
Okay, the other thought I was going down was, and I don't know the answer to this either. So maybe we're gonna get some gold coming at it.
So ready to attack something.
What? I'm ready to attack everything, dude. Come on, Jesus. You were talking about what if this is the peak of my life, and then what? What's the downside? Like then your life sucks because it doesn't get any better. How do you feel after that?
So the way that it's been shared with me, and maybe I've grabbed onto it, is the fact that you just don't know. So if you spend today, this is what happens with football players. So I don't know the exact stat. The vast majority of football players are bankrupt within 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Because they get money.
It's not about the money. It's about the fame. It's about the recognition, the accomplishment. That's what it's about.
You can look at Whitney Houston. You can look at
Yeah, they fall off.
They have their earning potential.
That's it.
And then they spend as if it will last forever.
Yep.
And then it falls off.
Yep.
And then they wind up in huge trouble.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That is you don't know that what you are doing today isn't the high water mark. Mm-hmm. And so if you spend, but I'm only talking about money right now, but this applies to all areas of life.
I got it.
It applies to health, right? If you eat when you're 16 years old, when you can eat anything you want and not gain any weight, if you eat that way for a long time, you don't know that it's not going to fall off. It's going to fall off. Your metabolism will slow down. Your income could go up. Hopefully it's going up. I have visions of it going up. It better go up. But you don't know. You don't know. And so if you put yourself in a position, the scarcity mentality is, if you put yourself in a position where it doesn't, then you can wind up in big trouble in the future. So be careful. That's all it is. You know, it all comes down to your fear tells you to be careful. Overly cautious.
I think with everything is just how you look at it. So the reason why I was interested in it, because I was thinking about the same thing when I had my broken neck. I broke my neck on my tour. I want to do a 2020 tour. And in my head, I'm thinking the 2020 tour won't be as good because I won't have a broken neck. Already, which seems, I know it sounds crazy.
Well, I actually thought we should run an online contest to see which bone Evan should break next.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
that.
For
fundraiser. Arm.
Yeah. It's not. I will not throw my head against the wall. Like, it's not going to happen.
Nose. Maybe a punch in the nose.
So I enjoyed it so much of being able to show myself what I can do that this took a lot of unpacking for me to figure, like, why do I like this so much? Like, I really enjoyed.
Because it makes you feel extraordinary?
Maybe. I like being at my limit. I like showing myself that, man, I thought I was capable of a lot, but holy cow, this is what I'm capable of? This is amazing. So already we're taking something crazy like I broke my neck, which is very serious, and turning it into a positive, which already is a leap, I understand. But while we talked about this on the podcast, an old episode, whatever number, I was feeling like I'm going to do my 2020 tour, and it's not going to be as good because there's no way I'm going to break my neck or do anything as serious. It'll be too easy. And it just physically will be too easy. I won't be up against my limit because we don't force ourselves to the limits like that. I won't force myself to the limit. I've done a lot of crazy stuff and like gone all night but never been, hospitalized, and I wouldn't push myself that hard. So the way that I used it though wasn't like, what if this is the highest moment of my life and then I suck forever? Which is what you're saying. Like, this is the best moment of my life and then the rest of my life sucks.
It's not the knowing. If you knew that this is the best moment of your life, you could take steps to protect yourself. If you knew this wasn't, then you'd be fine. It's the not knowing.
I get it, but like this, even if you knew it was the best, you can't take steps for everything. Like how do I take steps? If this neck thing, my broken neck, is the best moment of my life, how do I take steps to protect that?
What do you mean? You're worried you have a scarcity mentality around breaking your neck and feeling pain? Let's use something more tangible.
Take steps. No. Like if you think the first kiss with your wife was the best moment of your life, you can't protect that. It happened. Like, it's a moment. Mm-hmm. It's not just what's in your bank. These are moments that you can't protect. You can't get back. You can't experience again. It's your first time. Your first time traveling. Your first time going out of a country. Your first time to New York City or Europe, whatever. It's different. And then you go back. It's like, it's not as... You can't protect that. It's an emotion. You can't get that back. It happened. It's gone. You can't protect it.
No! You're wrong!
Yeah, man. I'm talking about the real stuff.
Cool. Keep going. Keep going.
So, but the way that I then see it is I want to enjoy this as much as possible. Like, this is my moment. I broke my neck. I feel amazing. I need to enjoy how special this thing is that just happened, that I'm experiencing right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I think I have a hard time experiencing, like, I loved it, but I think in 5 years, man, that was, wow, I can't believe I did that. That's crazy.
I don't think you will even look back on it because you're so forward thinking. I think you'll look back and go,
maybe.
Oh yeah, did I?
No, I'll remember. I'll remember. Come on, no, that's bio.
I did break my neck.
No. I'll remember that stuff. I remember that. I'll remember that.
I don't even remember the conversation I had last week. Never mind 5 years ago breaking my neck.
But as much as I say, like, I say that as 2020 tour won't be as good as 2019.
It'll be better. It'll be different.
But I don't say that thinking it's going to suck. I say that thinking I need to enjoy this moment that I'm experiencing right now. I think that's the difference. Like, you can use that. What if this is the best? Great, enjoy it. Instead of using the best time of your life worrying about something that may happen in the future, right?
You're not a worrier. You don't get it. You don't get it.
I think you could change it.
I want to. I'm ready.
It starts with not self-identifying as a warrior.
I'm not a warrior anymore.
Right?
I was an hour ago, but not anymore.
Like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I spent 3 months without anxiety, like over Christmas, January, February, until you started pushing me a lot more.
Anxiety's good. No, but anxiety's good.
Yeah, crippling, depressing type of anxiety is not great.
No.
But.
So I think the what if it's... I think all of these negative situations, they're only negative because you think they're negative. Like, they're all. I think it's amazing.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's actually the best. Yeah. What if this is the best? What if this is the best moment of my... What if this is the best moment of my life?
Okay, so that...
No, but then, like, this is amazing. No. This is the best. Why don't we enjoy this?
No, because my resting thing would be that's sad.
No, I don't know.
That's sad to me. That's like, I'm sentimental. I would mourn that.
I get it, and I think that's where most people are at. I think
right.
I think that's actually more normal. I think I'm the weird, crazy one.
Yeah,
but I think that's actually a healthier perspective.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It could listen.
No, I think thinking like this moment when I'm 38 years old is the best moment of my life, and it's only downhill from here. I think that sucks. Like, how does that serve you?
Listen, right now, my 5-year-old daughter I have 4 kids. She is the most outgoing of my kids. She is delightful. And so every night, when she was 3 and 4, I would cuddle with her every night. Mm-hmm. And my other kids complained. They said, "You never cuddled with me every night." And I would say, "Yeah, well, she's my last one, so I'm
you know what you need to do, Mark?
What's that?
Protect that.
Protect it?
Protect it.
So I would cuddle with her, and the kids would complain, and my wife would complain. I'd be like, "I don't care. We have this special thing. I don't care if she can't fall asleep without me because she's my last kid." And even now, she is so delightful that I just love spending the time. Now it makes my other kids jealous, but that's okay. They can work for my love. And that's a joke. But I love being able to have that moment. Yeah, having a dad who has a one word of extraordinary means they have to work really hard, don't they? But I enjoy the moment. I know this is a moment. I know this is a phase. I know that they're growing up. I know all of those things. Mm-hmm. So I cherish them. It makes me incredibly sad to think if this is it, though.
I get it. Don't think that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about how amazing this is. And more amazing moments are coming.
Right.
Yeah. That's it. Perspective shift.
This plays into a lot of thinking then. You know, we had 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were really worried before we had our first. Beautiful, healthy baby girl. She's now 12 or turning 13. And then we had our second.
Wow, 13?
She's going to grade 8, yeah. She's going to high school in a year. We're buying a new vehicle.
Yeah.
We're buying a new vehicle, and I'm already telling my wife, like, keep in mind that Rachel's going to learn how to drive in this vehicle.
That's
so
wild. Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So,
and then we have our son, and he had something in one of the scans, and then it went away, and he's healthy. Oh, thank goodness he's healthy. So then we have our third, and we're like, wow, something's definitely going to go wrong. And then he was healthy, and so by the time we're having our fourth, we spend 9 months, my wife and I, petrified. Because we're like, surely the luck is going to run out. Like surely we have 3 beautiful, healthy kids. We cannot, like, we are just waiting for the shoe to drop. That's how do I flip this? How do I not have this thinking?
Because that's not extraordinary.
Okay.
That's how you flip it.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as you catch it, say nope. That's not it.
Yeah.
And you start to plant the seed.
You don't ever think this way, right? This would never occur to you. Would it?
My luck would run out? No. What? That's poor man's thinking, dude. Like, somebody's like, do you play the lottery? The lottery is a tax on the poor. What are you talking about? No. What luck? What? No.
Do you even understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
It's scarcity, poverty thinking.
Yes.
What luck? No.
Surely this many good things couldn't happen to one person. Something must be going wrong in the future.
No. That mindset does not serve you.
I know.
So then fix it.
I
say,
dude,
you know
why
what?
are we doing these therapy sessions together?
Great. Say
we
no.
call them a podcast,
right? You say no. That's wrong.
Therapy.
I don't believe that anymore. The old Mark believed that, not me. And so you pay attention to the triggers, right? So, and listen, you can't do it all at once, but you pick the word or pick the thought process. Like, anytime you say luck, nope. I don't believe in luck. I make my luck. Could lucky things? Yeah, lots more lucky things are coming my way.
You're not supposed to say luck, remember?
Great. Whatever works for you, man. Like, pick it. Just like, oh, that's so hard. Great, you do hard things. It's a trigger word. You do hard things. You love hard things. You don't want an easy life. You don't want to do the same. You don't want to photocopy your day over and over again.
I do really like hard things.
You do like hard things. You actually do.
I do. Yeah. I mean, well, not emotionally hard.
No, you do.
Physically hard.
No, both. You like both.
Okay, I like both.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not supposed to say both. I'm not supposed to say I don't like it. I do.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah. I do too.
We have a squirrel problem in our garage.
That's the best. So good.
And they went in and they moved all my fertilizer over the winter and ate all my grass seed and broke through the concrete blocks.
So good.
So my wife comes and says, she says, "What are you doing?" And I'm out there like chiseling like concrete and like pulling bricks out.
Okay.
And she's like, why? Like, what experience do you have in masonry and laying brickwork and tucking stuff?
Can you get into frame here? Video people can't see you.
And I'm like, what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. I love it. It's the best. It's so hard. It's so frustrating. It's so annoying. I'm going to conquer it.
Were you always like that?
My mom taught me that, yes.
Yeah, your mom's super resourceful. Your mom was like the queen of resourcefulness.
Very, very resourceful. And yeah, I think I may have told the story, but when I was in grade 7, we had a plumbing leak at our cottage.
Yeah.
And she went in and she went to Canadian Tire, bought a book, said, here's a torch, here's some flux, here's some lead, we're going to solder this, we're going to fix it ourselves. And literally, we read a book, we fixed the plumbing. I didn't think she could do it, I didn't think I could do it, and then it was done. And it worked. And that, like, in that moment, it taught me, like, oh, like, just try it. And so if it's physical, if it's mechanical, I'm like super willing to attack it.
Okay, but it's the same thing. It's an obstacle. It's a challenge. Yes, it's the same thing.
Yes.
You just didn't have the role models around the emotional work. Great. It's the same thing. It's a problem. And listen, it's I've never heard you talk about your mom, and then this, you tell one story and then you tell me the exact same story again. It's a thing you remember about your mom. It was
an informative moment for me.
Great, but let's say it's the best. This problem that seemed impossible, that there's no way she's going to be able to handle, and just her mindset shifts like, I got this.
Yeah.
I'll find a book and figure out how to solve this. Yeah. And she does it, leaves an imprint on you that it's the only time you ever talk about your mom. Hello, Mrs. Drager. It's the best. So it's the same thing.
She doesn't have the same last name as me.
Oh, really?
No.
All right. I've never met her, so.
There you go.
Same thing. Same thing. This is the exact same thing. You just need to now start attacking emotional problems and saying, I'm capable of this. This is the best. This is your chance to grow.
I love it.
I'm
ready.
Otherwise, you're the victim of emotional circumstances that you run away from your entire life.
We do that. Yes.
Yeah, and most people hate their life. Let's fix that. Let's get some resiliency.
Oh, quick update on the Mark Hates His Life episode where we established that Mark hates his life.
Okay.
And then after the podcast, I started hating my life.
Okay.
And then I made some changes and I started feeling good. This week, I got to hate my life again. It was the best.
See, even how he said, I got to hate my... Mark has already associated hating his life with it being great.
With massive change.
Yeah, massive change. It leads to it being amazing.
Yeah, and I started hating my life.
I got to hate my life, which
I
then
started
forced
hating
change.
my life because I realized that even though... So I hated my life, I did some changes, and then I stopped hating my life. The changes weren't quick enough, and they're not big enough. That right away I started hating my life again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's the best.
It's the best. It really is. Like, once you actually get that, it's the best concept, I think, it'll be a movement that'll blow up. It's a thing. It sounds ridiculous, but then people tweak to it.
You're selling this book? Sell
That's
this
the
book?
next
Sell
book?
the next
That's 2021? Maybe.
Or
it's
maybe
the
make
best.
a movie.
Could be.
Right? Pursuit of Happiness? Instead of that,
it's the best.
It's now about people saying it's the best.
Yeah, it's really powerful, guys. Whatever negative thing is in your life, it serves you. It's the best. You're going to grow through it and then help so many other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So, what do you think? Did we talk about it?
What?
Well enough? This topic? Did we provide enough value for our
the
listeners?
scarcity thing?
Yeah.
Oh, we crushed that in the first 7 minutes.
Amazing.
Yeah, the opposite of a scarcity mindset is your one-word mindset. That's it. Period.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into some fun questions.
Okay. With them, we have 26 questions.
Then we're going to get into some listener questions.
Oh, okay. The fun questions.
Fun questions.
Okay. Did you actually? You didn't write anything down?
I came up with a great one. I thought.
Okay.
So
this is it?
if you got the opportunity to, so first of all, are you a cereal person? You eat cereal? You like cereal?
I don't eat carbs, but yeah, I like cereal.
Okay.
I do like cereal.
If you could make up a cereal out of anything you wanted, any combination of different types of cereal, candy, milk flavors, whatever you want.
Ooh, milk flavors. Okay.
I want to know what your perfect experimental bowl of cereal would be.
Wow.
I thought about this for the weekend. I'm so excited about this comment.
My mouth was watering just thinking about the options.
Yeah.
Okay, the base would probably be some kind of O's. Okay. Maybe even a Fruit Loop O's, but I worry that it's going to be maybe a little too sweet. Now, I think the base would be... It's like, what do you make an awesome sundae out of? You need to have the base as vanilla so that you can really taste it.
I like it.
So I would make my base probably Cheerios.
Frosted Cheerios, you're thinking?
No, I don't want the sweetness on the O's. I want to cover it with some awesome, just like it's like the base of ice cream. The base of the ice cream. Like if you make it a Rocky Road, a super flavorful ice cream, then when you put the
ice cream, we're talking cereal.
No, it's the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's lateral thinking, Mark.
Perfect. Great.
Okay, you pour.
Thank you for explaining that.
No, you obviously weren't getting it. So
ice cream. Like no cereal. The question is cereal.
Lateral thinking, Mark. We just talked about it.
Okay, keep going fast.
Because it's an analogy. You don't get to make your own cereal, but you do an ice cream. So I'm pulling parallels.
Okay,
this is how it works.
We get it. Go faster.
Well, obviously you contradicted it twice. So okay, Cheerio base.
Milk.
Yeah, 2% milk.
Yeah, what flavor?
Like plain.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not putting it on.
So far you have regular milk and Cheerios.
Yeah, but you need the base.
No, I would go next level. But anyway, go. I already have mine figured out. Go.
Lateral thinking.
Go.
Okay, it's the vanilla ice cream base. That's the vanilla. Now you add the
so far you just have a bowl of Cheerios.
Yes. So far, an unfinished sundae just looks like a bowl of vanilla ice cream.
Keep going.
Holy cow! Caramel sauce. but like rich.
The leaf sauce.
Official. Yeah, actually, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
It'd be caramel, like real caramel sauce. Like it's not the fake, like I want original hardcore caramel sauce. What are you looking at?
Checking the time.
Are we running out of battery?
No, I'm checking the time.
With chunks of caramel, pinch of sea salt, that's the belief sauce. Maybe even a tiny little kick, like a little bit of just a tiny bit. I hate spicy, but a little tiny bit of cayenne in there.
Great.
Little tiny
bit. A bowl
bit.
of cereal with caramel sauce, salt, and cayenne.
Marshmallows. I almost said mushrooms. Don't do mushrooms. Marshmallows.
Finally, you're getting into the realm I thought you would go.
Mini marshmallows.
Yep.
Mini marshmallows.
Yeah. You good?
I might be good. Is anything missing from that?
So here's what I'm thinking. You know, Nestle Quick does like a vanilla flavor.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So vanilla flavored milk.
Okay.
My base are Lucky Charms marshmallows. None of the cereal, just Lucky Charms marshmallows, and then Reese's Pieces on top. So you get the softness of the marshmallows and the crunch of the Reese's Pieces with vanilla milk. I don't even have any cereal in my cereal, but that's what I would do.
Oh, you don't need a base? What are these rules?
The base are...
There's no cereal?
The base are the Lucky Charms marshmallows.
I don't know
I'm
about
replacing... Yeah.
There's no cereal in a cereal. It's like a sundae with no ice cream. Ice cream sundae with no ice cream.
You're so obsessed with ice cream.
You said cereal.
Yes,
you started with cereal.
Like a breakfast cereal.
I think you gotta put cereal.
Fine.
Like,
then I would put.
It's like, and I'll put it in a blender and drink it or something.
Puffs,
Come on,
fine.
man.
Cocoa Puffs as the base. Cocoa
Really,
Puffs,
chocolate,
with vanilla, and Reese's Pieces
with the chocolate
and marshmallows.
That's interesting.
I don't know. You're forcing me out of my comfort zone here. I just wanted just marshmallow base.
No, that's not a cereal, dude. Say a snack or something. Come on.
Okay. Did you like that question?
It was decent. It made me think more than your other stuff.
More than that, than scarcity mentality.
I like the scary. I think we delivered. Like, that is a concept. That's a winner. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got something to use. Like, I'll make videos on that stuff. That's good.
I got to figure out how to lean more into the extraordinary.
You do. That's the answer.
I know.
Okay. Next.
Let's hit listener questions.
Really? Only one question? Okay.
Well, I feel like nothing's going to live up to as much thinking as that one.
Wow, that's a scarcity mindset.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, that was a hedge.
Scarcity. Okay.
Here we go. You going to pick the questions?
I don't know. Just pick the first one. Hey, clap, clap. What degrees do you have? What degree do you have, Mark?
I did not go to university.
Really?
Nope.
How? I didn't know that. High school grad?
High school. And
did you finish high school?
Yes. I went to OAC, and then I went to a private college for a year and a half, and I...
Dropped out?
No.
Oh.
It was a year and a half course, and I took film studies.
A 1.5 year film studies course?
I have no formal training.
That's so random.
What
the heck is that? I haven't even heard of a 1.5 year course.
It was a private technical school where we learned.
And then you started your business after that?
And then I worked in television, freelance for 8 months, and then I worked at an AV company selling live events for 8 months, and then I worked for a year and a half at the franchise, and then I started my business.
Wow.
So I was 24 when I started my business.
That's wild.
Because I finished school when I was 19.
You finished school when you were 19?
I talked to you in my early 30s about the fact that I thought I needed an MBA.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid.
Because I have no formal training. And it worried me. It worried me not to have any degree, any formal training. What if I wasn't running my company? What if I needed a job? No one would hire me. And then Evan reminded me that I'm awesome, and I have a ton of experience.
Right.
Like today, I was sitting in a meeting with an amazing market research firm, 4 clients for an international company, and then 8 people from different agencies. And for the most part, I would say for easily half of a 3.5-hour meeting, I was leading the meeting in terms of strategy and other things. And so
that's just normal. Normal.
But I believe that if you're going into marketing or you're going into any kind of craft where action will drive you to be better, then I'm not sure how valuable schooling really is. Because you learn by doing.
Yeah.
You want to be the best painter in the world, you can go to school to learn painting. Or you can start painting and work under a master.
It's just more if you need to have a degree to move on.
A degree or a license.
That's the main reason. Or if you want a job, then for a lot of companies, it's a pro. You need to have it, right?
Yeah. The most ironic thing is I didn't go to university because I didn't want to write anything. I didn't want to write reports, and I didn't want to write. And now I spend 90% of my time
kick-ass
writing.
Yeah.
And
you want
that really.
If you ever hire Fanta, Mark doesn't want to write copy, but you want
me to write the copy because I'm awesome.
Yeah, he really is.
Great.
Some next level stuff.
What degree do you have? You have a degree, right?
Yeah, I went to university. I have the least amount of education in my family. I got a University Toronto Bachelor of Commerce and Finance. Not helpful.
I thought it was economics.
I majored in economics.
Okay.
The bachelor, I don't even know the difference. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't help me with.
But I'm more curious why you're asking the question.
Road tips 117. How to grow on Instagram. What do you got, Mark?
Listen, you are the master.
You're growing.
You are the master. Yeah, but anything I say right now will literally be just something that Evan says much better than me. Because everything I know, I've learned from him. So say it.
Fire content
every day.
There you go. You said it. You said it. Fire content every day. If you're not winning, it's because you're not going daily, or it's not good enough content yet. That's 80% of your success. Mm-hmm. Do it. I go 8 times a day. 6 times a day content. 3 videos.
I just want that quote. I'm going to extract that audio.
What?
I go 8 times a day.
I go 8 times a day?
Just leave it at that.
But make that your ringtone, Mark.
Thank you. My kids only call you Evan Carmichael.
Really?
You know that? Okay. So, like, my kids are like, oh, is that your friend, Evan Carmichael? Is that an Evan Carmichael video?
That makes me happy.
It's really funny.
That's the best. Okay, I can't really read this name. Zeep Bath? It's hard to see the white.
A little off,
the color's weird. Okay. Unless my momentum is constantly going upwards, I feel like I'm failing. Any tips to overcome that mentality?
So this is really interesting because I've always said that I'm not addicted to work, I'm addicted to progress. Because there are days where I work really hard, but I don't feel like I'm making progress, and I just get really upset. And then there are days where I don't work as hard, but I crush it on the progress side. And so if you're saying that your momentum isn't constantly going upwards, the way that I read that is, are you making progress? Have you done something to kick something forward, to drive something forward, to be able to claim that today was a day that you put in the effort and you got something accomplished? And so if you know that this is really important to you, then I would plan into my schedule something that I can do. I'd be getting to the end of the day and say, I haven't done what I need to do to feel good about today, so what am I going to do to feel good about today? And if you ask yourself that question, you will come up with an answer, and then you have to do it for yourself. And then that will help you ensure that at the very least you're ending each day feeling good.
I think 98% of the time, that's actually a fantastic mentality to have. I want to feel like I'm having momentum towards my life. Not just my business, but everything. I want to have momentum in my relationship.
But the way I read this is, unless they feel like their momentum is constantly building.
Yeah, building up, going upwards. You're building momentum. Yes.
Okay.
What's the opposite of that? Is
well, but I read that
stagnation.
as like this exponentially thing, where your expectations of momentum continually rise, rather than just having momentum. You want week over week, month over month, year over year, your momentum to continually rise. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The difference to the point where you can't keep up with it, and your expectations are too high. You don't read it that way?
Well, I don't know about exponential, but I do think about it should be growing, because what seemed impossible last year is now like, oh man, that's easy.
Right.
Like your expectations should rise. I think it's a good thing. You should be constantly increasing what you think you're capable of. Mm-hmm. And I think 98% of the time. And I think if you're surrounded by people who are doing more, like if we were hanging out, I would push your standards even higher.
And I would be mean to you, but not
whatever,
really.
not
but
mean,
not really.
Love, and I think 98% of the time that's a great thing. I think it pushes you forward. I think it helps you accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. I think it and helps you accomplish whatever balance means to you. Right? It doesn't mean you just go all in on business. Right? Like it's everything. It's your life. I think you should constantly be improving the standards you set for your life. I think that's a healthy thing to have. Otherwise, you stay in stagnation, and then you're not happy in stagnation. To Mark's point about growth, I think 98% of the time, right? 2% of the time, you need to be more gentle on yourself. 2% of the time, you need to say, I'm going to give myself a break. It's okay. Like, I'll get through this, whatever the thing is. You know, if life hits you in the face and you know, your parents die or something, right? Like you're not going to move, you're not going to have momentum. You're going to lose momentum in a lot of areas of your life. That's okay, right? Like you'll get through it. You'll figure it out. So the next couple weeks or whatever, it's going to be pretty brutal for you and you'll fall off pace. That's okay. You need to be more gentle on yourself. Most of the time we're not facing those kinds of crazy scenarios, right? So 90% of the time, I think it's a great mindset. I think you just need to flip the perspective and be grateful for it. Be grateful that you want to keep pushing for higher standards while most of the people around you settle for a life that's mediocre and they hate. Yeah. You like that answer?
Yeah, crushed it.
All right.
He's so good at this.
Really?
Do you guys realize how good Evan is at answering these questions? He's so good at it.
I do a lot of it. Prince Yash. Okay, how to fire someone politely and same time give the team a strong impression of why they're being let go. Okay? What do you got?
So in my business, I've had to let people go. And so what I try to do is I try to be respectful.
This week you told your team, no? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I try to be respectful. So I got given advice a long time ago, which is always ensure that people have a respectful out. Do not back people into a corner. And so you want to be respectful of them. You want to understand that this is a transition for them and for you. And what you want to do is you want to say, I made this decision. It's not circumstance, it's not company, it's not them, it's not anything. No matter what, I made this decision. This is a decision I have made. And so you will own it, and then if you have respect for them, then the politeness will naturally happen because you don't know how they'll react. You don't know if they'll react positively or negatively. You don't know if they will get upset and cry or yell at you and get mad. You cannot control that reaction. All you can do is bring to it in a professional environment and say, I've made this decision, and here's what's going to happen next. And then in terms of the second part, leaving the team a strong impression as to why they may be letting go, they have left your organization. Everyone else is still there. You still have a culture to maintain. You have communications. You have one-on-one meetings. If people have concerns or they're worried about it, they can speak to you one-on-one. But whatever's left in the vacuum of the person leaving, you have control over. So what do you want to say? How do you want to position it? I was listening to Gary Vee last weekend, and they said that the best control of your culture is by letting people go. Because when you let someone go, it actually dictates to the organization what is acceptable and what isn't. And so that's an interesting point of view.
I think when you're firing somebody, it's a culmination of hopefully a lot of meetings leading up to it, so it's not a surprise. Like if somebody is surprised that they're getting fired, then you have sucked as a manager along the way, and should probably even own up to it, right? So when you're meeting them to let them know that it's not working out and they need to move on, or you both need to move on, I guess, hopefully it's not a surprise because you've done your job along the way. At the same time, hopefully they also don't really want to work there anymore either. Like, they're not being their best. They know they're not being their best. And so I try to tap into, you need to go off and be great doing this. Like, I try to find some way, like what they're great at, and say, it's a career coach. You should be off doing this. Like I lean in on belief. You have Michael Jordan level talent at this thing, but it doesn't serve us here. You need to be off doing it here. You need to go. I had a guy who went to be a baker who was doing customer service for me. It's like I had to fire him. I even loved his work, but it's like you shouldn't be with me. I had to let him go and say
that is a topic for a future episode. Pushing people away who are awesome.
Oh yeah.
But it's the best thing for them to do is to be somewhere else.
So you have to tap into like, okay, this person caused problems. This person sucked. This person stole from me. Whatever they did, they're still a good person. They're a good human. They're built to serve. They have talents. It's just not working out between you guys. And so leaning in on that instead of giving them a laundry list of all the reasons why they suck, right?
Don't do that.
And helping them to get to the next spot.
Do that.
Hopefully you can be a good referral for them, be a reference, call if somebody has some questions. In terms of then how do you break it to your team, hopefully it's good news, right? If you had somebody that you've had to fire, not that they've moved on or they have an opportunity or they're moving to a different country or moving on for a different reason, but you had to let them go because they sucked, hopefully that pumps your team up. Because getting rid of bad apples should make your existing team feel better. If your team is obsessed and depressed that this person who sucked left, that's a problem. Right?
Yeah.
Why does your team want to keep around people who don't perform and bring the culture down? You have a bigger problem than there's just this one person. So you just tell the team, like, I had to let this person go. It should not be a surprise to them, and they should be secretly celebrating, like, oh, finally, like that took, dude, Mark, why did it take you so long to do that? Right? They should be pumped up. That's a sign of a good culture. To Mark's point, if they're shocked, if they disagree with you, you have deeper problems inside your company than how you deliver the message to them.
Good question.
Good question. All right, I like it.
that question.
Oh my gosh, can't read this name at all. It's white on white. Now I got nothing.
It's
okay. What qualities to look for in business partners?
Why don't you take one first? I've never had a business partner.
Think of it like getting married. The most important thing is, are you aligned on values, and then are you aligned on the mission of the business? If you are aligned on values, you believe the same things, you will go far together. If you believe different things, then you're screwed. And most people look at business partnerships to say, well, you're good at this and I'm good at this, and so let's form a partnership, right? We can make a lot of money doing it. That's like just looking at a piece of paper and saying you're going to marry this person. Like, you're going to spend more time with your partner than you might with your husband or wife. It's a big commitment.
I would also suggest look at their spouses and the people that they hang out with and their work ethic. Because you can have good values, you can be on the same mission, but from a lot of the people who have partners who are frustrated with the partners, it's maybe different understandings of what hard work really is. You know, someone who's putting in 18 hours per day, 6 days per week, and someone else is putting in 10 hours per day, 5 days per week. It's different. And then when the partner goes home at the end of the night and they lay their head down on their pillow and they're speaking about the hard day that they've had or whatever it is to their spouse or their loved one, those people inform your partner's decisions. And they can support you or they can turn them against you. So I would also look at those things as well.
All right.
Do you agree or disagree with those?
Okay. I think they're related. Like I think if you understand their values, then you'll understand if they live a certain way. If they say hard work's at the core of who they are, then they'll have a spouse who supports them. I think it all relates.
I just think a lot of people think they work hard and they don't actually work that hard.
Yeah, but if you ask them what's their most important core value, like is if they're going to come back and say hard work, like I think the person who is super hard work is going to be the one who's actually like crushing it. Like I wouldn't say hard work is my most important core value. Success zone. Who was your mentor? You want to go?
Go for it.
My parents are my most important mentors. I have a picture of them on the wall, me and them when I'm 8 or 9. They taught me to believe in myself. Belief comes from them. They taught me I'm Evan Carmichael. I could do whatever I believe in. They taught me how to be human, not how to be an entrepreneur. And then from there, I've learned from everybody that I profiled on my channel. I like learning different things from different people.
For me, my grandfather taught me a lot of things. He's 90. He's healthy. And I'll wrap this up because we're getting short on time.
20 seconds. 90 and healthy. Taught me a lot.
Evan is my... Oh, I can't shake you too much. Evan is also a mentor of mine and a friend. So, that's it.
All right. We got 10 seconds left. Continue to believe. Go listen to the podcast. We love you. That's it.
If you want to see the last episode of my podcast with Mark, it's fire. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Imposter syndrome is the idea that no matter how successful you are worried, you are terrified that people will find out that you're a fraud.